Good Monday morning. I'm Carolyn Bruck. Welcome to the Morning Rush, powered by Wake Up Charlotte.
I'm Ben Thompson, and folks, happy first day of school for all the students and teachers and families out there. We know it looks a little bit different. We'll get to some of the ways local districts are doing it coming up in just a few minutes. But first, the all-important back-to-school forecast. Larry Sprinkle.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Temperatures are pretty comfortable across the entire afternoon, even in the evening. Now, around 11 o'clock, 80 degrees. If you're taking a break, maybe right before lunch or right around lunchtime outside, get some fresh air. Should be okay for that. It's really as we get towards the middle of the afternoon, could be a couple showers, maybe a stray thunderstorm, not widespread, but when thunder roars, go indoors. Low to mid-80s today, and we get to this evening around 9 o'clock tonight, we'll be in the mid-70s. So weather-wise, not too bad today, Carolyn.
Larry, thanks. Turning to your 5 big stories of the day. CMS students starting their school year completely online today. The district is one of a few in North Carolina keeping all kids at home. They're hoping it is temporary. The superintendent says he does expect to phase students back into the classroom in the near future.
All right, let's talk about Gaston County now. They're kicking off their school year today. The district is using a hybrid model, so students will have a mix of in-person and remote learning. Obviously, things are going to look a lot different. All students will have daily symptom checks, face masks required, and school buses are going to be cleaned between each route.
Teachers are protesting Union County's back-to-school plan. Their first day of school is today, too. But over the weekend, that's what happened. There were more than 100 teachers, and they held what's called the Drive to Stay Alive protest. So again, they're starting today with a hybrid plan. It's a mix of in-person and online learning, although the teachers there want it to be all virtual.
Change of course for local middle schoolers. 7th graders at an Iredell-Statesville school will not be going back for in-person class as originally planned. This after a positive COVID-19 case at Third Creek Middle School. Those students will start the semester with virtual learning. The rest of the district, though, will have that mix of in-person and virtual.
Today, the Democratic National Convention begins virtually in Milwaukee. It will be all virtual, by the way. Speakers talking from all over the country. Former First Lady Michelle Obama, Senator Bernie Sanders, they are expected to speak today. And then former Vice President, who's also the presumptive nominee, Joe Biden, will accept his nomination on Thursday.
Time now to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. Students across the Charlotte area, as we've said, kicking off the school year today with virtual learning. And while it's certainly and importantly keeping students and teachers safe, online school poses a whole new set of problems, though, for many districts.
This pandemic is putting a spotlight on the digital divide. Many families don't have access to the internet or technology they need for virtual learning. Let's connect the dots. CMS says they have enough tablets and Chromebooks for all of the district's 147,000 students. But the bigger challenge is getting internet access to those who need it. In Mecklenburg County, 19% of households do not have access to the internet. Panthers owner David Tepper, along with the Belk and Cannon Foundations, paid for 6,000 hotspots when school closed back in March. CMS says they plan to keep those active through the fall. But still, there are big gaps. In some of our rural counties like Gaston, Union, and Cleveland counties, those gaps are unfortunately even larger. And that is connecting the dots.
And folks, if you know somebody that might be like this, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library does have a limited number of hotspots that can be rented. We've also put a link inside the WCNC app with a list of places that you can have free Wi-Fi, where you can get that here in Mecklenburg County.
For those students who are heading back to class, the school bus is going to look a whole lot different. Wake Up Charlotte's Ruby Durham walks us through what our local districts are doing to help keep your kids safe.
Kids all across the Charlotte area will have to get used to a new normal when riding the school bus. Local districts are taking extra steps to make sure drivers and students are safe. In Union County schools, Gaston County schools, Rowan County schools, and Iredell-Statesville schools, face masks are required on board buses unless a student has a medical or religious exception. Districts will also be operating buses at limited capacity so kids can properly social distance. In both Union County and Rowan County, just 24 students will be allowed on a bus at a time. All the districts are allowing just one child per seat unless they're family members. This will ensure everyone is at least 6 feet apart while riding to school.
If we identify a student or a faculty member that has a presentation of a symptom that is consistent with COVID or a fever, they are not allowed in the building.
Students in most districts will have symptom checks when they get to school, but not when they hop on the bus.
Students, parents, everybody's going to have to pack their patients.
Keeping the buses clean is top priority. In Union County, buses will be clean in the morning after all students are taken to school, and then again in the afternoons. School officials in Gaston County say drivers will clean buses between routes by wiping down some of the most commonly touched areas like seats and handrails. In Rowan County, buses will be cleaned between each route in mornings and afternoons. And in Iredell Statesville schools, school officials tell us there will be a deep cleaning every Wednesday and Friday.
We have posted our cleaning protocol, and you can see and will provide the safest germ-free environment possible, not only in the classroom, but on our buses.
Well, now to some stories to keep you and your family safe and sound today. Ben, the CDC releasing some new information on kids and COVID-19 as some students head back into the classroom.
Yeah, it couldn't come at a more important time. The CDC says COVID-19 rates in children are steadily increasing. And listen to this, folks. Doctors now believe kids can spread the virus just as quickly as adults. They think transmission between kids was down in spring and early summer because of school closures and stay-at-home orders.
COVID-19 stretching your workday way past 9 to 5. There's a new study that shows the average person is now working an extra 48 minutes a day right now. So how are we spending that extra time? Well, answering more emails off the clock. So we're now living in a world where we're always connected.
That's true. That's true. By the way, we should say you can check us out every morning right here. A quick little digital newscast for everybody. It'll be fun, right?
And we are starting on air if you're up at 4:30 on Wake Up Charlotte.
See you then.